Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here with some of my good friends. It's almost a full panel, so it's good to see everyone. Good to see Keith, Wolfgang, Toran, and Quicker Draw. I don't know if you're okay with your name being said.
Yeah, no, Reinhardt's
Yeah,
fine.
Reinhardt. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's good.
Um, yeah. So it's good to see everyone. Good to see everyone in the chat as well. While you guys filter in, let us know what's on your wrist. But yeah, we'll start and go clockwise. See how are you doing, Keith, and what's on your wrist?
I am good. I almost switched what was on my wrist for the stream, but I thought that was disingenuous. So I'm wearing the Casio F91W.
Awesome.
Nice.
We had a busy weekend last weekend, so this weekend is staying in and watching Netflix and ordering pizza. So this is my lounging around the house watch.
Yeah,
Awesome.
perfect watch to do that. How about you, Wolfgang? What's on your wrist? How's your weekend going? And
Good. The Geo CQ.
Oh,
Oh, you got the CQ. Wow.
Yeah.
the two-tone, right?
Yeah, two-tone, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
nice.
Very nice.
beautiful.
Yeah, I got it back this summer, I think. One of my latest pickups. Doing good. Vegas is nice. Weather is nice. Warm, sunny. Good food. Lots of food.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's good.
Keep
Sounds
it
like
small
the
portions.
Wow. Well, we're trying,
Yeah,
skipping dinner as much as we can.
yeah. No, that's good. There were just some of the shots you shared of your food, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, I'd be still hungry.
Yeah, well, that was just one part of the meal.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah, for sure. Torin, how's it going? Had a great stream last night, I saw. And
No, thank you.
yeah, guys, if you haven't seen it, check out the replay. Yeah, how's your day today and what's on your wrist?
No, it's pretty good. Did a fall hike with my twin brother, and I'm wearing a continuation from yesterday. This is the Swiss watch company, their latest model. It's the Arc. So it's like a field watch made in titanium.
Yeah.
Yeah, feels great. I'm
And
going to
that's
be
the
doing a
one,
review on this watch in the coming
yeah.
week.
That's the one that's like 32 grams or something insane, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
32 grams in 8.5 millimeters thick.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. I gotta check
That's
one
awesome.
of those out. And we've got our new guest, Reinhard. So good to see you finally. And
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate you,
yeah, no problem.
being this hospitable with it. But no, I've just been busy recently. But today I've got the PAM 00061, I believe. It's got
Nice.
I don't know if you can tell, but it's got like a tobacco dial, but it's pretty dark. You can almost mix it up for black. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
a
Looks
few
good.
months ago.
That's a great
Thank you.
panorama.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I've always wanted a Panerai, and I just figured, just get a simple wind and wear one is the way.
Yeah.
Is that one 44 mil?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
And it's is that the OEM strap? It looks like a
Uh,
really nice strap.
I snagged. No, I picked something up from Etsy.
Yeah.
Just some. It says Panerai on it, but
Right.
full disclosure,
Yeah, yeah. No, it looks
I
good.
did not pay full whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is titanium. That's the reason why I picked it up. It's lighter. It's not as dense, obviously.
Yeah.
Or it's dense, but I don't know. I'm not going to get into the chemical properties of titanium versus steel, but yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
Well, Sanjay knows his materials.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to.
No, you're absolutely right. It's less dense.
Okay. Just checking.
No, that's great, man. Great watch. On my wrist, I've had a long week. I'm somewhat low energy, but I think I feel like I'm getting some energy. But wearing the Seamaster
Nice.
Planet Ocean. I
Oh,
put it
I love
on
this
this
strap. Wow.
teal strap. It used to be blue. Now that it's teal, I think I can mix it with black. um,
How
I
many
kind of miss the
straps
old
you have?
color, I must say.
I know I miss the old color too. It was a really nice blue, but teal's nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
How,
wouldn't have
how
bought
long
a
did
teal
it take
strap.
to do that transition in color for that strap?
Not very long.
No?
I remember Keith complimenting the color of the strap about a month ago. So
Wow.
yeah, within I'd say 2 months, it completely changed to teal. But hey, I'm not complaining. it's a really comfortable strap. So yeah,
Excellent.
yeah. Let's check out the chat here. I'm still getting used to my new setup here with this Mac. Been a Windows guy for basically all my life. Switched to Mac, and I keep finding all these new little nuggets of goodness. I'm like, why didn't what have I been doing? it's so good. So I kind of understand why content creators use like Mac, because there's a lot of stuff that works together. And today I discovered AirDrop, and I was like, oh man, this is so good. I don't need to plug stuff in. It just it's
really
anyway.
handy.
Yeah. It's good to see you, Corey. Congrats on the recent pickup. We'll be talking about your watch, the Seiko SJE 085. Peter, good to see you as well. Bill, how's it going? Clayton, how's it going, man? And Wilson's here as well. Justin, Bruno. Bruno's saying watches we're supposed to hate but don't. Yeah, it took me a bit of thinking too. So I'm interested to hear if you guys have any off the top of your head. I only picked 2, but there's so much other stuff to talk about. Just to chat. Paul, how's it going? If you can jump on, do jump on, Paul. It'd be great to have you on to hear about your Carrera and how you've been enjoying it the past week. Harry Mills, how's it going? Bill and Corey wearing his SJE. Good stuff, man. Mez9, how's it going? Darren's here. Caliber YQG. Oh, Clayton, sorry I forgot to congratulate you on that nice Cermet pickup over yesterday, day before.
Solid
stuff. Yeah. I think I said hi to you, Ken Spear, but if I didn't, hi. Kevin, how's it going? Pale Horse is here as well. Hey, Rob, how's it going? Good to see you. Wilson complimenting the mustache. Reinhardt.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get that from time to time. Thank you.
Yeah. Bobby Legs, Rob actually recently acquired one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby's totally jealous.
Don't be. Took a few years to get in. So this wasn't overnight.
For sure. Chaz, it's good to see you. Lyndon is here as well. Yeah, Paul just got a MacBook Air. It's confusing. Yeah. I kind of had to put Bobby K and I, we were talking on here about how much further ahead the M1 processor is just in one of our tangents, and we kind of had to put my money where my mouth was. It just made sense to get a Mac. I had some growing pains and I wanted to throw it against the wall, but
Congrats for not doing it.
yeah, it's been worth it. Oh,
That's awesome.
it's stuff like Sidecar. Oh, I could just
yeah, no, there's plenty of awesome things about the OS.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's get into it. Before we get into it, do you guys go take a look at any watches? I know Wolfgang, you've been around some watch stores recently. Anything?
Seen a few, not that many, and I'm kind of waiting for the event in November when some of the guys come to town.
Yeah.
I've seen the Rolex Wastelands, just from outside.
Yeah.
But
you're not that interested in Rolex either, though, right?
Not, and I like some,
Yeah.
It's a good brand, but it's just a little. It gets old, not being able to buy anything and see anything.
Yeah.
But I've seen a nice GO that I liked, and some. What else did I see? A nice that I think I posted a picture of the Thenis, with the blue dial, the Pilot, right? With that. What is it called?
Sapphire dial?
No, it has like 2 layers on the dial.
Yeah.
It looks like a blueprint, or maybe that's the nickname of it.
That is it. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's the one I was begging you to buy. I was saying you got to get one.
Oh,
of
yeah.
those.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, oil money has one of those.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That looked
At least
good.
I hope he still has it. It's such a cool watch.
But not
Um,
that much. I didn't go to that many ADs. I went to Tourno today, and I was surprised to see that the pre-owned section was hardly stocked at all. Back in the day, last time I was there, it was probably more like 50, 60 watches, but now most of what they had was Rolex. So something's going on there with I have no information, but since Bucherer took over, seems like their pre-owned business is changing a little. We'll see what happens, but they had hardly anything except Rolex.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, I maybe, I don't know, the new owners want to change something, or Rolex is kind of more margin for them, maybe. I have no idea.
Yeah. Anyone else have any interesting encounters? No.
Not recently.
I
No.
walked past the store yesterday, did not go in.
Oh,
Mostly because
yeah.
I was there like less than a month ago. So
Very disciplined. Oh, I saw this one. This one I really liked. That weird
Oh, yes.
jeans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Interesting.
that one I really liked.
it is nice.
I think it's 40. It's a little smallish ish.
It's got long lugs.
It's very interesting.
Here, let me.
Oh, and I saw this one. Yeah, this one was massive.
Oh, yeah.
Bulgari Chrono.
Oh, Bulgari. Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredibly present on the wrist, even for me. Surprised me how big it looked.
Yeah. The Longines is a really cool piece for sure.
Yeah.
I was
There
gonna-
was one, if I remember correct, there was a US only edition of a similar watch in a little bigger, either 42 or 44. But that was before I collected, so I missed that one. And that one is gone.
Yeah. I think this is it.
That's it. That is that.
It's a monopusher chronograph.
That could be the limited edition.
Oh yeah.
Check how big it is.
Let's see here. 41.
Oh, that's probably the one I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a good price for what you're getting.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Wrist. I was tempted.
Yeah. It's thick, but it actually kind of disguises its thickness because it has this rounded case.
Didn't feel thick or big at all, but I don't really pay that much attention to thickness.
Yeah. I kind of have to. How big is your wrist, Wolfie?
18 centimeters. I don't know what that is.
That's 7 1/4.
7 1/4, yeah.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, if we are ready to keep going, actually, let's dip into the chat real quick, and we'll talk about our main topic. Lyndon is wearing his Doxa Sub 300 Professional. Very cool.
actually, I have a bunch of reviews saved of the Doxa 300.
Oh yeah.
I've been looking at that a lot. I just can't. It's hard to justify the price of that one. It's like $2,500, but they kind of hold their value too, secondhand. They seem so.
So you're saying it's hard to justify in what way? Like what's holding you back?
It's just, I think it's, in my opinion, it seems a little bit overpriced for what you get. But it's hard to say that without ever seeing one. Maybe if I saw one in person, I would love it, but I don't have that opportunity. So do I just not get the watch, I guess? I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it's a similar value proposition to an Oris Aquis. You know,
It wears really comfortable with the cushion case.
Yeah. Maybe a little pricier than the Aquis, but only slightly.
Yeah, but the Aquis you could get a huge discount. Well, you could get a sizable discount on.
That's true. Yeah, I wasn't considering that. Let's Noah Charles saying M1 Pro processor looks insane. It does, really does.
Yeah.
Bruno complimenting Paul's love for tag. Wilson asking if the Bulgari was 43 mil.
How big is? Could be either 42 or 43, I think. But they had remember there's a like a gray, probably titanium or is it ceramic case, and the black dial of that chrono too that came out at the same time.
Right.
That looks much smaller. That blue dial steel one. I've never seen anything like it. The dimensions don't. This looked like at least a 47 Panerai on the wrist.
I see.
Yeah.
Just big presence, flat, and
very. Yeah.
I can't really explain why that is, because the usual Octofinissimos, they look a little bigger than what the case shape would suggest. But this one was surprising. I couldn't believe it.
Longines lugs drive me crazy, says Corey. Yeah, I think the silver arrow, I think, kind of fixes it. So I'm really interested in the silver arrow.
What's wrong with the
long lugs?
The long lugs, the narrow long lugs. Yeah. Don't bother me.
Yeah, they definitely, like, even with the sector dial, the lugs, they come out really straight out, and so they look like they were overhanging on my wrist, which I didn't mind too much, but still wasn't a great look. One of the things that bugged me about it. Matthew, good to see you. He's wearing his Girard Perregaux Laureato. Nice. Pink gold. Wow. Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. I didn't know they made it in 38. Very nice.
I knew that, but I didn't know there was a full gold one.
Yeah. Jay, good to see you as well. Hamilton Intermatic Chrono Panda. Corey said he saw the silver arrow. Nice. Would be a great watch for both me and my wife to wear. Yeah. Very true. All right, guys. So, topic of the evening was going to be watches. Well, so just a little backstory was the fact that on the Watchdog podcast with Clayton, we spoke about watches that we're supposed to love, but we don't. Keith's was the Black Bay 36, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Mine was the Aquaterra. Toran's was the
Black Bay GMT.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was gonna say 58, but GMT, yeah. So
I feel like I have to talk to you about the Aquaterra, but we'll leave that for another day.
Hey, we can talk about it. But the caveat is I really appreciate the outlier Aquaterras, like the annual calendar, the world timer. Those things are just super cool and don't apply. But the regular Aquaterra is I just can't stomach it. But so I was going to flip that topic on its head, and we could maybe chat about watches that we should dislike, but we do like. And the in the sense of should dislike, it could be a personal thing. Like we could go into maybe a personal story about how we don't click with a certain type of watch. It could be like Keith, just not to put words in your mouth, but you never clicked with chronographs, right? Or the Speedy or something like that. And there could be a caveat to it, and we can talk about that caveat and that watch, why for some reason we like that watch. So I'll go with the other example would be like Hublot, right? The community hates this brand, but you might like it. So we could, like for me, Tudor Royale. The community generally hates that watch, but I really like it. So we could talk about stuff like that, talk about the watch, why it is. So it kind of explore why it is that we like that watch. Basically end up telling a story about ourselves. So yeah, I'll go first just to give you guys some time and some ideas maybe. But I was gonna pick Corey's in my watch now. So the SJE085. So I don't know if I did pull it up here. Okay, good. I'm gonna share my screen real quick, and try to avoid gushing about the Mac again, because how easy this is. Oh, so good. Anyway, let's see, monochrome watches. Let's talk about this SJE085. So when I saw this watch, I was very underwhelmed when it was launched. I didn't like it, and community, at least the community that I've been exposed to, really doesn't like it either. It is, how would you call it? Not a very faithful recreation of this watch. So, and it comes in a bund strap, which I'm not a huge fan of. It is 36.5 millimeters in diameter. The dial text is completely wrong. Like, why would they make this a recreation and put a date on it when there wasn't a date before? Why would they not put the correct dial text? Why would they not put Alpinist here? Why would they not say Seiko Laurel? Stuff like that. I was with the community here. I was like, oh man, what a missed opportunity. And then I was at my AD picking up this watch, actually, the Planet Ocean, and they had this in. So I thought, hey, why not? I'll take a look at it. So once I looked at it, I was able to kind of peel back the layers on this watch. I was like, what if I took this bund strap off this thing? It would look pretty good. And if I looked at this watch in a vacuum, like I take out all the preconceived notions about what a failed opportunity this was, in terms of putting automatic there instead of Alpinist and other stuff like that. Once you take it all out and you look at it in a vacuum, it turns out this is a really nice watch. And so when I used to be a point where I did not like this watch because of what it stood for, and because it wasn't the right watch, it wasn't done the right way. Now that I have it on hand, and the fact that you can take the strap off and you look at it as its own watch, it becomes such a great watch. And I used to kind of opine for the Omega, not the Omega, sorry, the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 36, and the Explorer 36, the new one. Now I have no desire for those watches because I have this watch, and I didn't purchase it as a replacement for those watches. It just fell into that slot, that socket, and so this is a watch that I'm supposed to dislike, because I'm usually very similar to the Seiko community. I won't be angry, and I'm not a outspoken rage against everything kind of thing, but I will agree that there were too many limited editions, quality control sucks, this, that, and then I will stand behind that. So when this came out, I was behind the Seiko community saying this isn't right. But now that I have the watch and I did see the watch, I really love the watch, and yeah, so this is one watch I'm supposed to dislike, but I love. Do you guys have any thoughts? Anything you'd like to add? Excuse me. Yeah.
I like it too. I didn't know all of it.
I didn't know there was so much hate around that watch.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, I agree with Sanjay on the bund strap. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
But, like on your Instagram, Sanjay, with like your straps, it looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there is, if you go on the reviews of the watch, you do see quite a bit of not hate, but moaning, and
Those are nerds, not like us, you know.
Yeah. I'm totally a nerd. But yeah, so just the Seiko fanboys wondering what it could have been, you know, what a great watch it could have been, and what a missed opportunity. Basically what I said.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a great watch. Sylvain, good to meet you. Thanks for joining us. SLA 037, oh, beautiful watch, man. I'm kicking myself for not picking one up. That's the 62 mass recreation with the blue dial.
Okay.
Yeah, with the ever brilliant steel. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's that reference.
So I have a nerdy Seiko question. So the SPB 213 that you had, I think I hear people refer to it as like a 63 mass reissue.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between a 62 and a 63?
I think it's called that just because it came after. Because it's like the reinterpretation, and the next number after 62 is 63.
Okay.
Some people call it the 6R35 mass, like the 635 mass, because of the movement, the 6R35.
Okay.
Yeah. But 63 is kind of easy. Hey, how's it going, Steve? Good to see you. Wolfgang hates chronographs too. I didn't know that. Actually, no, I did know that. I forgot.
Let's say
dislikes.
Dislike.
Yeah.
I don't dislike him. I just I have no use for them. I feel weird having something on a watch that I'm never gonna use.
Yeah.
It's a weird psychological thing. I can't really explain it, but this is one of the few things that bothers me. If I have something that I don't need, there's so many that look awesome.
Yeah.
But I just, when I had two, and I hardly ever sell, but those two I sold because I was always I felt, no, this is not right.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Were you considering the downstream costs of chronograph maintenance?
Yeah, but I can't really explain it. It's just same with perpetual calendars and all that stuff. I don't really, I know I have absolutely no use for it.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, do I just get it just because I like the look? Like I said, it makes no sense.
Plus, I feel like their movements are easy. I feel like they're easier to break from what I've heard, and then they cost more to fix. So
that's true.
I would worry about having to deal with that too.
Yeah. It's not that fragile.
Yeah, especially those I had when, they weren't delicate or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the look of them, and that's why I bought them, but then over time. So now I'll stay chronograph free for a while, maybe forever, but who knows?
Yeah. Let's see.
I can hear my wife and a friend of ours watching scary movies in the next room.
Yeah.
I hope the screaming isn't getting picked up on my microphone.
No, we didn't hear anything. So.
No one's being tortured in my house. Just let you know.
I just thought your wife was really against chronographs.
No.
Corey mentioning, I wonder if you would pick the SJ085. It was the first watch that came to mind when I saw the topic. Yeah, it was in the forefront of my mind. Let's see. We're talking the Ball Watch Company, Tubes. Jay. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed Matthew's comment. Matthew mentioned he should hate the Hublot Classic Fusion, but it sure is pretty. That's actually one of the watches. I think a lot of watch enthusiasts enjoy that watch. Looks like the least egregious Hublot.
Looks more like a normal looking watch.
Yeah.
That one.
A Classic Fusion. Isn't Hublot like one of the first companies to do rubber straps on luxury watches? Would that be? It wouldn't be AP, right? Because AP kind of followed in the footsteps of Hublot, according to Jean-Claude Biver, if I'm
Yeah,
not
maybe.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Because
They
when they
always
came out with the
explained it
offshore,
like that. Yeah, that they wanted to combine out of the history.
yeah,
Combining materials was their thing.
yeah. So I have Hublot to blame when it comes to rubber straps. I'm not a fan of rubber straps, so
Oh, you're not?
no.
Yeah, we got to talk about that too.
Yeah. So I've got all kinds of stuff now to since you said. I'm supposed to really hate this watch. All the stuff combined.
Right.
By the time you get to me, I'll be set.
Yeah. Well, we could go counterclockwise, and if you want to go Reinhard.
Oh sure, yeah. So I've got a Zenith. So it's very Hublot-esque.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of Jean-Claude Biver, right?
Yeah.
It's in the safe right now. I don't want to go grab it, but
yeah.
It's a skeleton dial. So people kind of get Forrest Whitaker eye looking at skeleton dials. They're like, oh, it's a chronograph. It's on the big side. Its height isn't really that bad though. I mean, lug to lug, I think it's only 50.
Yeah.
So, but in the end, I really like it. I love chronographs. I've got a Speedy, obviously that one, the one that I have in my collection has a kind of a sentimental value to it. Not only because I got it for really inexpensive, but we can talk about that another time. And this is on rubber as well. So
yeah,
I guess the only niggle that I have with it is the clasp. Takes a little while to get used to. Since I wear it loose, most of my straps, I tend to try to not be too tight.
Right.
It's not really that big of a deal. People have complained about the clasp on this one, just because it's kind of digs in a little bit. It can get a little uncomfortable, but once you get accustomed to it and you get it in the right spot, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
See, that's an example of I love that watch.
Yeah.
To me, that's amazing.
It's spectacular.
It's amazing. When I first saw it, I thought that has to be a $25,000 watch.
Right.
And I couldn't believe it, but it's a chronograph.
I picked it up for $7,600, guys.
Like, oh my God.
It's like a super, super great deal. Yeah.
So that's the one that is that the one that the second hand goes like one time or
yes, sir. Yeah, it's got the 9004 caliber movement in it. It's like two separate movements. You wind it clockwise to get to power the chronograph reserve, and then you wind it counterclockwise to get the balance wheel starting. But it does have a rotor on the backside. The back is just as pretty as the front to look at. It's got a really cool star rotor, and it's a great watch. Yeah. Zenith's, I never thought I'd own it either. And so it's another reason why I brought it up, because
to this,
like all of them.
I'm sorry?
I almost like all of that, that DeFi chronographs they have, all the materials. I even like the big ones that came out this year.
They had some extreme ones, yeah. They're 50, 40, 45. This one's only
44, 45, yeah.
Well, to this day, I actually thought that was like a $15,000-$20,000 watch because of the movement. So
I think like the retail in Europe is 11.
Yeah.
Wow.
You get a little discount, so you get down to under 10 maybe.
Yeah.
And for that thing, if you see it in person, and you can't believe it.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Very cool. That's a great choice.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Jay mentioned he's supposed to hate ETA movement watches, yet I love a few 7750 movement watches in my collection. I also love the 7750 wobble. Oh. Yeah. I like ETA movements. The 7750 is pretty thick though. So.
No problem.
Yeah. Noah 6L says the 6L35 is a great movement. 101 since the HAE 073. Rare to get a nice thin Seiko. Yeah. Let's see. Kevin mentioned also it's called the 63 mask because it's not really a recreation of the original 62 mask, just a new watch made in that style. The SLAs are more of a faithful recreation. Yeah. Yeah, I think they call it like the reinterpretation, and then they call the SLAs the recreation. So a little play on words there. Hey, Nefarian, good to see you, sir. Thanks for joining us. And Almond's here too. How's it going? Almond. Hey, Colin's here too. Look at that. The stars are showing up. Fashionably late.
Colin, since when is Colin called Colin? I think wasn't he winding watches or something?
Yeah, that's his Instagram. All right. Steve was mentioning that Zenith really is fascinating mechanically, especially the BB balance wheel. Toran, do you want to add anything to a watch you're supposed to dislike, but a watch that you do really like?
Sure. I had a hard time thinking of one, but I think what came to mind pretty quickly was the Bell & Ross BR05.
Okay, yeah.
So that is the watch. Kind of looks like an AP Royal Oak. It's got the screws on the bezel. It's got the integrated bracelet design that's very similar. But personally, I really like the dial. Like, I like the blue sunburst dial colorway, and I like how they do the indices. It's overpriced, I think, for what you get, but yeah, that's the one.
It is a nice. I mean, I like it.
I just recall when it first came out, there were a lot of YouTube reviewers, kind of called it out as a cheap AP alternative. Well, it's not that cheap.
Yeah.
You're Terrific did a really good review on it. That was unbiased.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
Well, I guess here they're kind of comparing it to the Nautilus anyway.
Okay, or Nautilus, yeah.
Overseas, Nautilus, and Royal Oak. Look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't call it an homage I would call it an homage, but not a replica. It's not a copy. It's a nice watch.
Yeah, the finishing on it's really good as well.
Yeah.
I think it uses it's a base Solita SW300 movement. So that was another point of contention.
Right. So not like the higher end spec of the.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. It's a nice looking bracelet.
Yeah.
Cool. Great choice. Do you guys have any thoughts on this watch? Wolfie, what do you think?
I kind of like them too.
Yeah.
I know that they got a lot of hate, but that always happens when, something looks a little too similar.
Yeah.
I never care about things like that.
Zenith Chronomaster Sport comes to mind.
Yeah, for example.
That came earlier this year, yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer that to the Daytona, actually.
Oops. Yeah.
No, by all means, yeah, I say this all the time. I have to say it. I might as well just lead with it, or spill the beans now, because the Daytona, I'm not a fan. It's the least favorite of all the chronographs that are out there. It just doesn't appeal to me at all. Which I get a lot of hate for that, but
no.
There's
no
another
over here.
No. A lot of people. I'm like, come on, man. If you want to follow the hype, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of people are in it for the hype.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty outspoken about the Daytona too. I know Bobby Legs and I, when we were talking on a watch soup, I was like, even if I could get that premium, I'd still refuse it because of how much I, dislike that watch.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth 13 whatever they're wanting for it. Yeah, and I've got an Explorer 214 270 Mark II and an Explorer 2, like a neo vintage 5-digit polar dial Explorer 2, and I love them, but Daytona.
Yeah, I hear you. Jason here is not a Daytona guy either, mostly because I can't look at it. Justin dislikes the Daytona. Clayton says I have strong feelings for my Dayton.
We'll hug it out later. We'll hug it out.
Yeah. No personal attacks here.
Nah.
It's just we personally don't like that watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him in 2 weeks. Maybe I can change it.
One of many Wolfie chats.
I'll try to get you guys to see the light, but I'm failing miserably.
Jay mentioned Daytona has too much text on the dial, so dials move to aesthetically displeasing locations once the in-house Rolex movement came in. Yeah. Wolfie, I know you're kind of on the spot here. Do you have a watch that you're supposed to dislike, but you?
I'm thinking all the time.
Yeah. You can skip over.
I hate or dislike many that I'm supposed to like, but dislike what I'm supposed to,
or like what you're supposed to dislike.
Oh, you're right. I like what I'm supposed to hate.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the mental version of a tongue twister.
Well, I mean, like the Bell and Ross is a good example. Those type of watches we're all supposed to hate.
Yeah.
Because they're similar or whatever, or they're copied. I don't care.
What do you saw the Alpine Eagle recently, didn't you? Or was that Kevin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the green dial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that with Paul, I think, at that cool AD.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Why is that?
What were your thoughts on it?
To hate that too?
Yeah, you are supposed to hate it. Yeah.
Oh, really? Why am I supposed to hate that one?
Well, because it's clearly a knockoff of a Royal Oak.
Oh, yeah, right.
No,
yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. I definitely don't dislike that one.
Yeah.
It's
any thoughts on Hublot? Do you have any favorite Hublots at all?
I like the Mecha 10 the best.
Yeah.
If I would ever get one, I get the Mecha 10 for sure in either of those. I don't know, maybe even King Gold or what's the other one called? Magic Gold. That's probably I'm supposed to hate those ones, I guess. Clayton says I'm supposed to hate Nomos. That's right.
Oh yeah.
Right. And I have a Nomos, so see, that's my pick.
See, that's kind of a strange case, because you're supposed to hate Nomos in our circle, but in the wider watch community circle, Nomos is well beloved, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like Nomos is quite.
It's just Marcus. He's probably he's like a cancer spreading in our community.
No, I like Nomos.
Poisoning the minds of innocent people.
Same with Geo, right? Like you're supposed to, because it's too like ALS.
Yeah.
Or pancreatic specifically. Yeah.
That's a good point. I just brought up
these watches.
The King Gold. Whatchamacallit, Mecha 10?
Mecha 10, yeah.
Oh,
no, that's not the one I mean, but that I like that one too. But there's a round case shape one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. This is the spirit of Big Bang. See, just type in.
Oh, you're right.
There they are. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Those I saw in person a few times.
Yeah.
I mean, they're overpriced kind of for me.
Yeah.
At retail. But they're like,
oh wow, yeah.
The movement is cool with the 10 days and the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's I always like those.
Yeah.
You wouldn't pay retail on that though, would you? Like, you can probably get deals.
Yeah, you can get a deal. I think even at the boutique they offered a little bit of discount, even at a boutique once. But that's a cool watch in my book.
Yeah.
I like others too.
Sorry, Wolfie. Go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Oh, I was looking up this King Gold thing. As a master of fusion and alchemist of precious metals, Hublot has developed a new gold color with warmer shade than the traditional 5 and 18 karat gold. Containing mainly platinum, this exclusive King Gold alloy perfectly lends itself to all elements of polishing.
That's going to be a heavy watch.
Yeah, so it's platinum. not gold.
Pretty heavy, yeah. And then there's the magic gold, which is kind of a mixture of ceramic, I think, or something. So it makes it scratch resistant.
Right. Yeah.
It has a different tone. It has a little greenish tone in it.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it almost looks like bronze.
Right.
Yeah, this is more like in person. This is more like a goldish tone, red gold or bronze gold type.
Oh, okay.
The other one has a completely different color tone.
Very cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Definitely not to my taste there, but
I thought so. Thought that's probably not high on your list.
Yeah, I was thinking about
this is a Mecha 10 table clock.
Oh wow.
$50,000. And it's basically the exact movement.
Okay.
I'm getting there.
You gotta let me know.
Yeah, sorry. That's cool.
That's really interesting.
See, that would be cool. But so a table clock, but that probably would be quartz, right?
No, that is the actual Mecha 10 movement built in big.
Wow.
So it's incredible. It's not $50,000 incredible.
Yeah.
But everything is the same. If you wind the crown, that feeling is unbelievable. And in the back, you see these wheels turning, and you feel the hooks. It was incredible.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
Little pricey.
Yeah.
Little.
Well, some of the guys in the chat were talking about the alchemy. Alchemy is kind of like this mythological pseudoscience, right?
Yeah, it's about turning substances into gold, right?
Yeah. It like from what I heard way back in the day, alchemy was like, just throwing stuff together to see what happens and then jotting it down. And then there's the whole, mythological side of alchemy. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but I guess it must have been a real thing.
Interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
Their marketing strategies, obviously, it's marketing language.
Yeah, for sure. Karan mentioning the best deal I have got from Hublot and a sales associate was not to buy it.
Oh no! Oh wow!
I was not expecting that.
No,
that's good.
Oh, that's funny.
Toran has a huge collection. You guys probably know, and there might not be one Hublot in there. I don't know. We have to ask him.
See, Wilson mentioned prefer metallurgy. That makes more sense. A better term. Karan also mentioning, but I do agree on GS being like ALS.
No, I think he means GO.
Oh, GO. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they're not the same. GO is not on the same standard, of course.
No, of course. Yeah.
But I love GO.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to get into the CQ like you, Wolfie.
Yeah. Karan doesn't like it, but he sold it to me anyway.
Well, Kevin O'Leary doesn't like it either.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
It's not part of his collezione.
No.
Okay.
Blueshirt is not a great maison.
Oh, really?
No, because he thought it was like a $2,000 watch. And when he heard it was like $10K, he almost sneered. It was on one of the Teddy videos.
Yeah, but he'll promote the heck out of Ming, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You can criticize GO, I guess. I do too. The catalog is not up to today's standard, I would say. They're kind of missing the market a little with their design. Mm-hmm. But I have two, and the quality for the money that you pay is outstanding in my book. It's one of the best qualities you get for bang for buck in the world. especially pre-owned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're super accurate. I have that dressy Senator, I think it's called Senator Excellence Panorama Date. It feels very upscale, maybe not longer upscale in the hand, but it feels really, really highest quality standards. And I have nothing bad to say about them.
Right.
Nothing, super accurate both, and just the design is. If you look at the whole catalog, the design is a little. I can see that they're not super popular in the whole watch world.
Yeah.
They should do something there. The CQ is fine, I think that hits it, but some of the older models.
Yeah. I like the Laureato, and I like the
That's GP.
Oh, sorry. I like the what was the 60s, the Senator 60s.
Yeah.
That's a really nice one that I enjoy, and the Panamatic Lunar. Matthew owns the green dial one. Matthew,
that is awesome.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, that is awesome.
And the CQ though is not my favorite. Only, I mean, I really like the way it looks.
I'll bring it next time. You can try it on. I'll change your mind.
Yeah.
Bring it to my place.
The thing is, it looks a lot like the 62 Mass. Like, I don't know if you guys see that as well, but the Seiko 62 Mass, it looks eerily similar to that.
I have to look up. I might have a 62 Mass, but I don't know.
I don't know. You got the panel date, and the movement is way upscale.
Yeah.
The movements on those look incredible.
The panel date CQ has the see-through case back, right?
Yeah.
I've never considered it because it's a 30.
I think the K shape is similar.
62 Mass.
Yeah, the K shape is what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Is that one of those? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't really look.
I mean the K shape, not the whole dial or anything, but
K shape.
Let's see.
A little, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
So. Yeah, it's something I've noticed. But yeah, let's keep going. Let's talk about your pick, Keith.
Karan says he refused to sell it to me.
Maybe we'll play. Funny.
It's unusual for him.
Yeah, Dan mentioning that it's the same lugs as the Seiko.
Yes.
Keith,
yeah. So I have two in mind, and it's more about people I know in the watch hobby, like the circle we're in, versus everyone.
Yeah.
So the first one's obvious: microbrands. People don't like them, and we've talked about it a lot, so I don't want to talk about it too much. But it seems like people's idea of microbrand is just different than mine. And people think and they all are considered microbrands, but when other people think of microbrands that don't like them, I think brands like Long Island Watch or Spinnaker immediately come up, or like brands where they're obviously just picking stuff out of a catalog, and someone picking hands and picking case shape, and then someone else is making it. But when I think microbrands, I think Formex. Oh, there you go, right there. Formex and Manta and brands like that who are doing something unique. Just they're smaller companies, and maybe they're not doing the manufacturing themselves. Like Manta doesn't manufacture them themselves, but they source parts. For example, Laurier, they'll source various factories or whatever to make the parts that they designed. So I think that's what's causing the difference there, with my guess, anyways. Yeah, but this new Formex where you could change out the bezel, I think that's really cool.
Yeah. You're Terrific just did a video on that.
Yeah. I mean, I think what's a better idea would be to just put the black bezel on the watch And then if you want, say, the green bezel, you should instead have to spend thousands of dollars and be putting on a waiting list and then wait months or years for it, and then you get the green bezel watch. That's good too, but it's also cool to be able to switch them out whenever you want.
Right.
So I like the idea. I would hope that over time it wouldn't wear out. The bezel would fit on there a little looser. But I think they're just thinking outside the box with a variety of stuff that Formex is doing. So it's pretty cool. Again, I haven't seen a lot of these watches in person. I'm jealous that I'm not at the Wind Up Watch Fair this weekend. But yeah, that's the first thing that came to mind when you posed this question.
Yeah. I hear you. Clayton just got a Dermot.
But then, but then also I thought of, I really wanted to buy, and I could possibly buy in the future, the Seiko 5. I was looking at the Dress KX, the fixed bezel 40 millimeter Seiko. For some reason, I like that watch, and I don't get the same feeling like with the Tudor Black Bay 36. I feel like it's missing the rotating bezel from the 58, where this, I think it does stand a little more on its own, and I think it's because I like the finishing more. I for the price, of course. But when I said I was going to buy it, a lot of people thought that was a terrible idea.
Really?
I don't even people that are Seiko fans didn't like the idea. I think it's because, I don't know, put that money towards something else that's better in the Seiko lineup. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah. I mean, right now this is on sale for like 30% off down the street at the mall, and I seriously considered picking it up.
Yeah, and the version that doesn't come on the bracelet, that has the it's kind of like a NATO strap. It has, I like the finishing better on the bezel. It's brushed, and it just it's brushed on top, but then has a polished edge to it. I think for the price, it's really cool. But I was surprised that I had such a negative backlash to me wanting to buy that watch. Not that would keep me from buying it. Right. I actually like the one that's kind of like the Hulk too. That you scrolled past, the Diver Seiko 5.
This one.
But yeah, those are the two things I thought of.
Yeah, those are some good picks.
What do you think? Would you get a Seiko 5? I think you mentioned before, Sanjay, that there's a certain floor that you wouldn't buy, underneath. I think you mentioned maybe like Hamilton khaki, maybe, or maybe a little above that. Like, would you ever consider a Seiko 5? Or
yeah, it feels like it changes almost, I don't know, like weekly. I've totally considered buying that Seiko 5 at the at the 245 Canadian dollars that it was showing right there. That's such a good deal. But the reason I didn't buy it was that reason. I was like, I like this. I like the way it looks, but am I ever going to pick it to wear over my other watches? Unlikely, because I always say life is too short. Wear your favorite watch every day. What you're feeling like wearing that day, you should be wearing that, because you're not guaranteed tomorrow.
Right.
So if I had that, I'd feel like, hey, I haven't worn this, I should probably wear it. And, kind of sully the experience a little bit, but
that's what's held me back from it too, is I feel like I would get sick of it pretty quickly. I fear that I would. I don't know if I actually would, but I fear that I would. So
yeah,
I'm kind of going along with what other people are saying and just saving my money for something else.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, I picked up like the 34 millimeter Seiko Presage, the one with the red cocktail time dial, which is I consider really beautiful. I wear it maybe once every 2 months, but I still enjoy it. It's like I don't know. There's like that weird gray zone where I'm okay with something like that, but then I'm not okay with just throwing $245 at something I might not wear. I don't know. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Reinhard?
Well, I've got a Willard, one of those, the Willard reissue that I wear on occasion, and I've always so I've had like a king, like not a king turtle, but just a turtle with the faded blue dye. I don't know what they were calling it, but I had it a while back. And the bracelet, Seiko bracelets, right? I probably could have just stuck with it, but I ended up flicking it, and I was like, one day I'll get another turtle. And the reissue, and it happened, and it's slightly smaller. It's not quite 44. It's like 43-ish, 42 and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it fits a little bit better, but the rubber strap on it is awesome. You know which one I'm talking about? The one with like the green and the green bezel.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's really nice.
153.
Yeah, 153. Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't get Seiko. I think what was the SRPC like 77 something? I don't know. Whatever it was, the blue one that I had, but I sold it like 2018. It was a while back.
Right. Yeah.
I will say I love the look of the new Turtle and Willard, like USA only watches that they announced recently. There's some cool teal dials. I could see if I like that on my wrist. I know those are on the bigger end, but we're smaller. I could see getting one of those. Looking forward to seeing them in person.
Yeah. Dan, I think, was liking the Formix, I think. And Peter saying you should buy one.
Well, after buying the Grand Seiko, I'm done for the year.
Yeah. Paul likes his stick dials. Numbers and colors are so superfluous. Well, excuse you. Yeah, no offense taken. Jason saying, I've had a few Seiko 5s, but they're not something I can go back to now. Yeah. I mean, I still really appreciate them. And I'm sure you do too, Jason. It's just, once you hit once you've been spoiled, it's like, staying at a motel after you stayed at the Ritz. That's a bad analogy, but
I still like to have one or two in the collection for specific uses.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring anything too expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Karan, I will definitely do that. I sent you an email last week, but I'll send you a text this time. You should totally do a stream. Easy Clayton says, I'm done for the year, and other lies we tell ourselves.
Yeah, please don't hold me to that.
Yeah. No, we won't.
Well, we might.
Yeah.
Only 2 months, so that's not too bad for me.
You might.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys. I'm trying to consolidate, but at the same time, if my AD calls me, you got to pick up the phone and you got to go down there.
Yeah.
What are you waiting on?
So it's flipped around over the past few months or so. Just anything between like a plain Submariner to the GMT Master 2, the BLNR.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm thinking right now I'm leaning towards that because I'm about to retire, and if I get it before, sometime in 2022, I told them it doesn't matter. Just sometime in 2022 it'd be great because the Polar Dial Explorer that I have is from 2002, and that's when I began, my military service, and so the two will be kind of, bookending the 20 years.
Nice.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it would be great.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, by the way, Reinhard.
Oh, I know, man. I appreciate. I know you guys are you're up in Canada. I know about the rest of you guys. Actually, it's mostly Canadian, right? Or no?
No,
half and half.
Half and half.
I'm down here in Arizona, so. But yes, also too, since I got it on the wall right there, I have to get it.
Oh yeah.
There's the Batman up at the top. So yep.
Right.
The other one's like an AP, and the other one's like a Tourbillon, and then the other one's a what the heck is it? Paddock.
Cool. Very cool.
Penny put another lie out.
Hmm?
Penny
Put another lie in the comments.
Good to see you.
Never buying another watch. Yeah, the Pepsi would definitely be one of those exceptions. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's probably one of the most I'm not buying another watch for a while person, and then immediately buys one than most other people.
Well, she used to be really slow.
Mhm.
From what I've seen of her videos, she used to be like you, Keith. So this is your future. You're staring at your future.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just gonna
Yeah.
snowball.
The escalation hits, man. You're done.
I think so.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think it's a good spot to call it a night. It's really great chatting with you all. Thank you so much, Reinhardt. It was such a pleasure chatting
Hey,
with
man,
you.
thank you guys for having me, and glad to get a chance to know you, share my thoughts a little bit, and hear you guys. And looking forward to more.
Yeah. Privilege and an honor to meet you as well.
All mine. Thanks.
Guys, Keith, Wolfgang, so good to see you, and Toran, good
Thanks,
to
man.
see you all. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Do you guys have anything to plug before we close out?
November 2nd, Las Vegas meetup.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Where at exactly?
In the Venetian.
Okay. 2 November. I might be able to go. Maybe. We'll see.
Are you gonna
No
go,
promises.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a Chicago meetup.
Oh, you're in the
I'm not
Midwest?
going to Vegas.
Okay.
Although I
gotcha.
love the nice weather. It's getting colder now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be sunny too.
My kind of weather right now.
I got married in Vegas in May, and it was just like unseasonably cold that week that I got
Happens,
married.
yeah.
Oh,
May can happen, yeah.
We didn't even pack enough like heavy clothing to walk around in even. So it was a little chilly, but it still worked out.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Not
sure.
not the most recent May many years ago, May 10 years ago. So
That's great.
Wilson mentioned that Wolfie's buying us all watches on November 2nd.
Nope.
Hey, everyone
Information.
gets an F91W.
Right.
yeah.
$15 each. Torin, got anything coming up for you?
Just as I mentioned, I plan to review the Arc
Yep.
in 40 days or 40 nights.
Hey.
I was impressed with how open they were on everything. How they said, they're trying to get it Swiss made, and they're like at 63%, and they mentioned everything that's made in Switzerland. I thought that was refreshing to see.
Very refreshing. And they even leaked their pilot watch coming up soon, which looks amazing. Yeah.
I thought the watch that you're wearing is a good price. Like
it's
the $200.
$199.
Yeah. It's quartz,
Scratch
but still,
resistant titanium, best AR treatment at that price point for sure on the Sapphire. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good, sir. All right, guys. It was so good to see you all in the chat. Hope you all have a great weekend. I don't think we're going to be doing Watch Soup tomorrow. I'm a little exhausted. I'm going to try and rest up tomorrow night because toward the end of the week, I was kind of my performance at work was kind of dwindling. So, yeah, I want to kind of rest up, have a good night's rest. So, but if anyone wants to come and chat or something, then we can totally do that instead of Watch Soup, because Watch Soup takes a bit of prep. But let me know if anyone wants to come on Sunday night. We can do that. But other than that, guys, take care. Stay safe out there. Remember, you guys are all infinitely valuable. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
That's awesome.
Good night.